Welcome. You're listening to the Leading Hope Podcast. My name is VJ Williams here with my friend and Pastor Kevin Jack. Thank you for joining us, taking time out of your busy day to become a better leader. If you're new, welcome. We release a new episode every Wednesday. Not yesterday, like our friend Parker would say.
Not yesterday.
Yesterday, Parker likes to call different Parker.
Can I share that story?
Yeah, please do. Let's just take a pause.
Let's take a minute from the Leadership Podcast.
Yeah,
so we had a situation not long ago. It was on a Monday, and someone said that happened on Sunday, and Parker said, "No, it didn't." So, yeah, it did. It happened Sunday. He goes, "No, it happened yesterday." Yesterday was Sunday. He goes, "No, it's not."
Nope.
Yesterday was yesterday. No, like the day before today was Sunday. He goes, "It was yesterday." Parker, what are the days of the week?
Yep.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, yesterday. I see the problem.
That's
you
amazing.
think yesterday is a day of the week.
Yesterday. That's so good. Oh my gosh.
Death. Oh no.
So if you're new, we release a new episode every yesterday, which is Wednesday. The easiest way to remember is to subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. That way you don't have to worry about knowing the days of the week. It will automatically appear for you. Also, share this with a friend on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and please rate and review. I challenge you to rate and review on Apple Podcasts. Actually, that's the one that people, when they rate and review, actually grows in audience because of the algorithm. So if you can do that for us, that would be fantastic. And visit Leading Hope online. Just get updates, find out more about the Leading Hope community. We are in episode 206. 206 today. You've entitled this The Roller Coaster.
The Roller Coaster.
It's the song by, who was that?
I know what it is,
Yep.
but I don't know who did it, and I can't even say any of the lyrics on there. I'll let you keep going.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. Somebody put it in the chat.
So today,
I'm just joking.
today we just want to have a conversation. Kind of coming back to what we were doing format before.
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Just a little bit. Oh, Red Hot Chili Peppers.
The Red Hot Chili Pastor? Is that what today we're talking about? The Red Hot Chili Pastor. That's amazing.
Well, everyone has 20 minutes. We're 2.5 minutes in, and we've given nothing of value whatsoever.
But I bet someone has smiled, and sometimes that's the most valuable thing in the day.
So we at least get that idea down.
That, yeah.
So I want to give people the idea. Today I want to help the super predicted, scheduled out, control my life at all costs. I want to relieve you from that notion that that's the most effective way to live.
Oh, my.
And I want to maybe affirm the slightly more chaotic, spontaneous, we're going to do it like this, but at least give like a little bit of a philosophy behind why that's effective. Okay? So the idea today that we're just going to have a conversation about is we're talking about the roller coaster. And here is it just spelled out. Rarely should things be the same through every season. Rarely, from season to season of your life, should you spend the same amount of time to different things. Should you have the same, like, personal schedule? Should the priorities be exactly the same? Rarely should things be the same through every season. Simple, like, stuff, season of life. Like, one of the things I hear is people are like, they have gotten up every day at 6 a.m. for 80 years.
Wow.
And it's just like, cool discipline, but not necessarily effective. And I think one of the issues is I think discipline is a tool for effectiveness, but effectiveness is the goal. Discipline is not.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course.
But I don't think people understand that. I think this sounds funny. I think that they think that we should just be disciplined at all costs, and that's what discipline really is it's doing the same thing over and over again. And I would say, like, I applaud the discipline. That's impressive, but that's not effective. That's not the best way to go about it. That we like schedules that are predictable, but predictable schedules do not allow us to maximize the season. So let me talk like personal first.
Yeah.
So like when we had like little kids, babies, we were in bed at like 10. We wanted to go to bed at like 8. But like my wife and I, we went to bed at like 10. Now our kids are getting a little older. They're staying up late. If we went to bed at 10, we would have no time, just us. And so that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense for me to have just even the same sleep schedule in different seasons of life. Good?
Oh, yeah.
So let's translate that like simply to church. Let me give a couple of examples, then we'll see where all you want to take this.
Okay.
So I know, and you're going to hear the examples. If these are helpful, that's great. My goal is not that you live out the examples. My goal is that you understand the roller coaster rhythm of when you need to heavily lean into something and when you need not to. And so like an example, when I am shaping culture, people are going to hear from me a ton. Like for our staff, I will create events for me to speak at. I will create meetings for me to lead. Because when I know that I need to shape and shift culture, that I need to be a dominant voice, a primary voice at all times. When I want culture to get released, when I think it's set and I want to test it, I abdicate all of those speaking places. As I I lead every single meeting, and it gets ridiculous because I'll lead 3 meetings in a row with most of the same people. And then when that's not the case, I'll pass all of those meetings off to other people because I want to set it. I want to make sure, I want to test it, see how it's working. I want to make sure it's actually ingrown and it's not just my voice that's creating those pieces. And so, wait, you have a question? You're making a very curious face.
Yeah, I mean, so it sounds like to me, I mean, I love what you're saying. It sounds like a strategy disguised as a discipline.
No, what I'm saying is I think we over prioritize discipline.
Okay.
And we're just like, discipline is the goal. And I'm like, no.
I got you.
Discipline is a tool for effectiveness.
So you don't ascribe to the big viral video of the general who makes the bed.
Oh, I agree with that.
Not just for making the bed, though.
No, I think you know what
I'm talking about, right?
Yes.
Yeah, like he said,
Jocko Willink.
No, this is a different guy.
Oh, different guy.
It's a different guy.
Make your bed every morning.
He's like, He did the speech at the graduation.
Yep.
Like, make your bed, and people were like blowing him up, like, I make my bed every day, and I'm homeless. Like, you know what I mean? It's, you know what I mean? Like, like they were like, sorry, like, but I'm trying to pull this back a little bit into. Yeah. We're not saying just the discipline, it's the discipline with the outcome.
I think that if you are overly focused on discipline and not focused on outcome, your discipline might... This is not necessarily the vast majority of people, okay?
Yeah. To be clear. That's why I want to get to.
Because I don't want the person who has no discipline in your life to hear, I don't need discipline. That's not what we're saying.
Right.
We're saying the goal is effectiveness.
Yeah.
The goal is impact.
Yeah.
And if your definition of discipline leads you to do the same thing every single day the exact same way, you are diminishing your effectiveness.
Gotcha. Cool.
Good?
Yeah. I was just trying to separate that.
That's
like
great.
The same thing with the 4 a.m.ers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, I would say that I did that once. Like, I read the 4 a.m. Club.
Yeah.
That book. I was like, this is great. Like, sure, 4 a.m. Club. Here we go. Did it for like a month.
Mark, you and Marky Mark.
Yep, me and Marky Mark.
Mark Wahlberg.
We're 4 a.m. Club. We're getting up at 4 a.m. every day. I was incredibly productive. It hurt my relationships.
Oh, there you go.
And I could have said, no, I'm a disciplined person. I'm up at 4 a.m.
There we go.
And I could have gone, my wife's going to be up at 4 a.m. That's not going to work.
There you go.
My wife's not getting up at 4 a.m.
That's what I'm getting to.
And so I had to understand that in that season, there may be a season of my life in which I jump back to it.
Sure.
And it doesn't scare me. Like, I'm like, sure, let's do it.
Yeah.
For this season of my life, that is not the most effective way for me to live.
Great. That's perfect.
I got into, what was it? I did keto for like 2 months. And then I realized that keto was not conducive to having relationships.
It also messed up with your ice cream intake.
That is also true. Thank you for hearing that to everyone. No, but it was like I do it, and then people would be like, "Hey, this group's going out to eat. Do you guys want to come with us?" Like, sure. Where are you going? Here. Like, no, I can't go there. I can't eat anything.
Yeah.
I can't go here. I can't eat anything. And to go like my effectiveness in that season was actually to have strong relationships. And if my self-imposed discipline reduced that, then my discipline was actually worthless.
Yeah. Then your overall accomplishment or vision can't be completed.
Yep.
It's good.
And we think discipline is always effective. It's
good.
And you need some discipline to be effective, but if discipline is the outcome, it's not working.
It's good. That's great.
Hence where the roller coaster comes in.
There we go.
Because you need to change your disciplines, not abandon discipline as a whole, but change what your disciplines are in different seasons.
That's good.
So, example one is shaping culture. When I am shaping culture, I will have a discipline. I like this, that you've gotten us into this language of discipline. I just want you to know that was helpful. I will embrace the discipline of speaking very frequently when I have to transition something.
Yeah.
And then I will embrace the discipline of abdicating my speaking role when I need to set culture. If I could just say it like, we came into a time with our team, I don't know if you'll be able to, like, looking at the different seasons of the church year. Mm-hmm. And so, like, for 2024, Easter is in March.
Yeah.
Which, like, non-church people, like, I don't know, man, like non-church leaders, like years like, oh, Easter's early. You don't realize what this creates for the rest of us. Right. We're like, it's in March, which means the first 3 months of the year are now packed full with activity and big things and other stuff like that. And so we're just looking at this with our team and we're just going, listen, if we're going to maximize impact and reach as many people as we possibly can, as we look at the calendar for this next year, we never have seasons of inactivity, but we do have seasons of less output. That okay way to say? Like, some people are like, when's the easy season? Like, what is like retirement?
Yeah.
Like, maybe that's it. But I don't think you ever retire from your calling, but
no,
we're not getting into that today. But like, we're looking at our schedule and we're going, listen, January through March is going to be chaos.
Yeah.
And September through the end of November is going to be a grind the whole way through. The other parts aren't as awful. And I think that's the piece of to go. In order to maximize impact, I have to embrace a super heavy work schedule for 6 months next year. And I'm not saying I'm not doing anything the other 6 months, just to be clear, but like, I will take a lesson load where I'm not taking vacations during that portion of the year.
Yeah.
But I will other parts of the year.
Yeah. I love the concept of the roller coaster. I mean, it's exactly right on. I mean, and it's, I mean, when you're on a roller coaster, when you're flying down that hill, that's fun.
Yeah.
Like, that's cool. So, I mean, there's parts of that that's anecdotal, but where do you find your biggest struggle leading when people don't understand the roller coaster?
You were just like teeing me up for all of it. So this is
I'm glad I get to ask the questions.
I get frustrated when people complain about being tired in a season in which we should be tired.
Stating the obvious.
Now, like, it's okay to say I'm tired.
Yeah.
I've got no issue with that.
Right.
Conversation, call them out to celebrate. Like, Larry, one of our youth pastors on the team, is like, hey, man, how are you? And Larry doesn't complain at all. He didn't complain about a thing.
Right.
He just goes, like, spiritually, emotionally, I'm good. But, like, physically, I'm whooped.
Yeah.
And, like, that's not a complaint. He's just stating
No,
like,
there's a lot of us that were.
it would be like, yeah.
Yeah.
We should be.
If you're not whooped, I would actually be the other way around. If you're not whooped, what are you doing?
But then, like, sometimes I'll get in other spots where people are like, oh, I'm just so tired. It's just so much. And I just want to be like, it should be.
Yeah.
Like, one of the things, and we've talked about this before, of just say, like, in scripture, it talks about the principle. It says, like, the harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few. Harvest was not vacation time.
Yeah.
Harvest was not the time where everybody kicked back and relaxed. Early on, I had a young staff member just say, like, I'm just, so they work at our church. And there's like, I'm just, like, really tired of having to work weekends and holidays. Be like,
Retail.
you should find a different job outside the church.
Yeah.
Like,
Don't go to retail.
yeah, true. But it would just be like, weekends, like, go work at a bank.
Yeah.
Don't work at a church.
Yeah.
Like, weekends and holidays is what we do. They are religious holidays.
Yeah.
We're not going, hey guys, listen, it's Easter. We're all going on vacation for a long Easter weekend. We're really excited about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But to understand, like, hey, there are in every single different thing. So just like a couple quick categories on here. Like, there are seasons. There's not seasons of no work. Okay.
No, there's 52 Sundays in a year.
But there are seasons of less work.
Of course.
There are seasons in which I work 12 hours a day.
Yes.
And there's seasons that I'll leave the office at 3:30
Yeah.
and go hang with my kids and do other stuff.
Yeah.
And so to understand, like, I need to know that rhythm on there in advance. There are seasons in which I'm speaking and leading a lot. There are seasons in which I'm not. There are seasons in which I'm traveling a ton. There are seasons in which I'm not. And I'm not trying to, one of the things that we've talked through recently just on this, and I think this is an important piece, is like, there are two factors that we're considering. We're considering impact and health. Balance is not the word that we use, because balance assumes
Balance is a breakfast bar. Sorry. That was funny for me.
That's fantastic. We assume if things are equally distributed, then
Yeah.
they're healthy and they're impactful.
Yeah.
And that is not the case.
Nope.
Like, life is a roller coaster, and you need to understand sometimes things go up and other things go down, and other times they switch and they reverse.
Yeah.
I have seasons in which, like, I'm never not in contact with my kids, just to be clear. Like, I'm seen talking to them, getting in their space every day. I've got some seasons which I'm with them a ton.
Yeah. Heavy work seasons, heavy family time. Let's pick on the less likely group, which is the family time people, like, that are the ones that are actually grinding, and when they're done grinding, they start grinding again.
Good.
And don't spend the time with the family time.
Good.
What are those people's need to hear from this episode? Because I think that's the less likely group that would grab onto this. They're like, oh, I'm good with the roller coaster. Because my roller coaster is
Work.
always up.
Output.
Yeah. What should they hear in this episode that is important for the roller coaster?
I would want to press.
Everybody's gonna identify with the. Yep, I need to. You know what I mean? But
Yeah. The first thing that I press on, which is the much more important thing, is just to say, like, work without relationships lacks meaning.
good.
And I don't just mean work relationships, although I do believe those are real relationships.
Yeah.
But like, work without those other relationships, eventually your job will change.
Yeah.
Hopefully your family does not.
That's great.
I'm not saying it doesn't, but I mean, like,
No, that's good.
that'd suck
Yeah.
if you work so hard to keep
It's a
the same
great
job,
statement.
but your family had to change within the midst of it.
It's great.
But I would just say, like, I don't know if necessarily everyone will hear that. So maybe if I could tackle it from a less important angle,
Okay.
is just to say, like, you are more productive with rest.
Yeah.
Like, I can't even begin to cite the number of studies that have shown to say, like, you have diminishing returns within your work. And that does not simply mean like I'm accomplishing less than I used to, because you would tell yourself I'm still accomplishing stuff.
Yeah.
Like, the studies show, like, take a day off, like
Yeah,
a
take a day
24-hour period with nothing, and you actually, biblical, crazy idea, you actually accomplish more in 6
Yeah.
than you would in 7. And so, like, I would just say, like, if you're idle, we don't have time to shatter that today,
Yeah.
although I would love to.
Yeah.
If you're idle is effectiveness, then what you actually need is less work
Yeah.
to be as effective as
The
possible.
hilarity of it is, and I know this is a stupid example, but like you look at Chick-fil-A, their quarter earnings are surpassing everybody, and they're doing one less day of
Yep.
open than the rest of the world is.
The-
The world.
The brilliance of pausing, of realizing, and to go, they do not have to navigate work schedules, days off, manager days off, like multiple owners, stuff like that
Built
in
in.
place, because it's already built in to have a day off. You
Built
go,
in.
well, that
And-
sounds actually like a
Yeah.
great strategy for effectiveness.
That's great. That's great. What was the last example that you had? for the roller coaster?
I don't even remember.
Okay. Well, is there anything else you wanted to talk about in this episode?
I just want people to.
You don't remember.
I just want people to hear today is to say, like, your discipline has to change over seasons. Like, it can't be the same every single year. Otherwise, you've made an idol of discipline and you've missed the fact that your real goal is effectiveness. And so I would just encourage everyone to say, like, one of the things, and we've mentioned before, like, when my season changes, I rearrange furniture.
Yeah.
It's just like my mental cue to go. My behaviors have to change. My actions have to change within this so I know what to do differently, what to do next. I recently rearranged the furniture in my office. Here you go. Yeah. New season.
I think you're going to have to explain that a little bit more for people that don't know.
Oh, to rearrange the furniture?
Yeah, I think you just said that
nonchalantly. People are like,
yeah,
whoa, what was that?
What'd you just say? Yeah. It's a real thing. I've seen it happen.
I naturally create mental cues, and it's not like, oh, it's time to rearrange furniture. Right. I just do it, and then I go, oh, that's what I did. I just intuitively create mental cues in my life that I need to behave differently as the season in my life changes. And just like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just such a dumb thing that I do. And I just rearrange the furniture in the room. Yeah. And when the furniture is rearranged, now I behave differently, and it helps me fully step into the new behaviors I have to adopt.
Yeah. It's a catalyst for you.
Yeah, it's dumb, but it works for me.
It's great. The Roller Coaster, episode 206. If you're new to the podcast or haven't yet subscribed, it means the world to us if you did that now. Also post about it, rate and review, or both. You won't believe how that helps get this podcast in the hands of so many more leaders just like you, trying to get better like us. We love hearing your stories of how the podcast is working in your life and business. If you have a story, you can DM us on Instagram or send it to leadinghope.online. We would love to hear from you. And remember, everyone has 20 minutes to learn to become a better leader. Make it count.
Woo!